So, regarding the first question, tell me about yourself. I'd like to talk about how I've had a few challenges in my life, such as the time when I actually moved to a new country all by myself. When I was 19, I moved all the way to Hong Kong from Malaysia, and I had to start a whole new life there by myself because I didn't have any family or friends that went with me. I was completely alone, and it was kind of a struggle at first because moving to a new place can be quite scary when you don't have anyone that you can rely on, especially if you know that when things go wrong, there's no one that can help you immediately. But I did enjoy the process. Over the years, I've learned that doing things by myself and overcoming problems by myself can be so fulfilling. And also, it gets easier over time as I get used to doing things by myself and also just doing things for myself in general. And at the same time, also learning how to adapt and work together with new people, a new culture, a whole new environment of a society that I'm not used to at all. So it was really, really interesting for me to kind of work my way into this whole new society, blending in with together with people, learning the ways of how they eat, how they dress, how they speak, and also small little things in life in general that they did that we didn't do back home in Malaysia. So this is something that I really am very glad that I've experienced so far in my life. And as for the second question, what are my strengths? I would say that they're also linked to my first, the answer that I had just now. I do enjoy facing and also overcoming challenges. I also enjoy being around people because I feel like it gives me a sense of satisfaction when I'm faced with a challenge, and instead of being afraid of it, I really drive and work towards it. And when I manage to overcome these problems and when I manage to solve a problem by myself or together with people, it just gives me a huge sense of satisfaction. And doing it together with other people, maybe it's people of my own culture or people of the culture that the society that I live in, it's 10 times, it feels 10 times better because you get to experience something with people that you've never had or been together with growing up in a totally different environment. So I would say that these two are my main strengths. And as for the third question, what are my weaknesses? I would say that my first weakness and my main weakness is that I am kind of an introvert at first when I meet people because I tend to be quiet because I kind of want to figure out what it's like in the whole situation first. I don't want to just jump into a whole new situation or environment and make a mistake in the beginning. So I can seem a bit introverted at first. It takes time for me to get used to my surroundings, but then after all these years of moving around in different countries and being around different people and experiencing different things, I find that I have been getting better at this through life experiences. And I'm very, very happy that I'm working on it at the moment and I'm improving on what I consider this as my weakness. And another thing that I realized that I have gained from this whole experience is that because I've been through not having anyone to rely on or not having anyone to be there for me when I was all alone in a whole new country, after a year later, when I knew that I had new juniors coming in from Malaysia, I actually reached out to them one by one. I reached out to them personally with the intentions of gathering them together and making sure that they had each other to rely on, to help each other out, and to look out for each other. But little did I know that I would also get along really well with them. And in the end, I also became part of their group. I actually am very, very close and very good friends with my juniors until now. And this is something beautiful that I've discovered along the way of overcoming my own challenges and my own weaknesses. For the fourth question, Where do you see yourself in 5 years? So personally, I have a goal that I'm working towards too right now. I do see myself having a full-time job at a tech firm, probably at Google if possible, because my major, what I'm studying right now, I'm doing information systems. I do have interest in this industry and in this area. And so with this internship, I'm also hoping to become a full-time employee at a tech firm or Google in particular in 5 years' time. But at the same time, I would also like to do some freelance digital marketing on the side because I do have some experience with this at the moment. I'm currently an intern at a digital marketing agency, and my internship is ending soon. But I've really enjoyed my whole journey and experience so far. And so I think that an opportunity would also be to do some freelance work on the side, just as a hobby, just because I enjoy it. And it can also be like a side hustle for me while I'm working a full time job at a tech firm. So I think that these two are my main goals at the moment, and I'm doing whatever I can to prepare for the future. For the fifth question, are you good at dealing with change? I do think that I am good with dealing with change because not because I haven't had much change and I'm just saying it, but because with the experiences that I've had over the past few years, especially moving around from Malaysia to Hong Kong, from Hong Kong to Milan, and then from Milan to Seoul in Korea, I do feel like moving around has helped me deal with a lot of changes, no matter in life or in school in general, or even at work as well. And so by immersing myself in different cultures, different environments where I get to meet new people almost every day, interact with new people in school, in life, or even at work. I do feel that changes are really essential in helping a person grow, and I do feel like I've grown a lot in these few years. And so, yes, I think that I am good with dealing with change. And for the sixth question, do you work well under pressure? I feel like this relates as well to the question about change because with change, there also comes pressure. And pressure is always involved in adapting to your environment, whether you can adapt to a whole new culture. There is some pressure in that as well, I feel, because you are pressured to sort of blend in and to fit in and to be able to be as much as a local as you can in different places. It also pressure also comes with problem solving. When I face a problem in life, or whether it's in a foreign country and I'm having language barrier problems, or perhaps it's like getting used to the different systems in the country, these are some problems that do need solving, and there is pressure in that. And I think that I've developed quite a good sense of how to keep calm and also work my way through getting over pressure and work towards problem solving and to think of solutions instead of panicking whenever something goes wrong. And so this applies also to having quick thinking and just staying calm and always composed instead of being anxious. And for the seventh question, how do you make important decisions? So, for myself, what I found has worked really well for me in most situations in general is that I tend to make decisions based on the pros and cons that I can think of. So, what I would usually do is I would list them down, be it the good things and also the bad things. And I would weigh each option to see just how feasible the situation is, whether to go with a yes or a no in a situation. And apart from that, I also think that it's very important to consult other people and to gather more opinions. And I usually do this with not only my close friends, but also my juniors that I mentioned before. I'm very close with, I'm very good friends with, because I think that it's very important to gather different perspectives to see what other people think about maybe solving a problem or overcoming um, a situation in general. And so important decisions definitely, I think, doesn't it doesn't apply to only my opinion or my suggestion or my decision. I think that it's always good to seek assistance or seek opinions from other people. And for the final question, why should we hire you? For this question, I think that I would be a good asset to Google Korea because this internship and this role does not it requires a lot of interpersonal skills, a lot of teamwork, and I do think that I can be a good team leader because I've made a lot of decisions in my life, a lot of big and important decisions in my life, especially when I've been alone or even with other people. And I feel like I can be a good team leader because I do have the confidence that I can help other people. I can lead towards a goal, towards a direction. And but at the same time, I also know that it's very important to be a good team player and to be able to work together well with other people, no matter if it's my juniors, my seniors, or even my classmates, or even my roommate, or just my friends in general. I think that being a good team player is really essential in um, making sure that things go well. And sometimes this also means sacrifice on my own part. And so I feel like these two reasons would be valid reasons for me to be hired as an intern at Google Korea. Thank you.